strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Saturday morning wake-up call. Okay, so as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. All right, so first off, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts, and you can also find it at Walmart.com. And she sells a beard oil. All right, so with that all being said, let's get into it. Hello, 504 Nola, Claudette, Nessie X, Desmond's in the building, Buckhorse DC. All right, so let's get into it. Everyone hit that like button. All right, Blaxicon is here. Perplex, Claudette, Christopher is in the house. All right, let's get into it. And don't forget to double check and make sure you all are still subscribed to the channel, especially if you haven't been receiving those notifications. Okay, so let's get into it. I see you, Alice. Okay, and moderators, I need you all to be very careful. Do not block anybody unless I tell you to. Okay, at the end of the day, I don't care what they say. Don't block anyone unless I tell you to. But also be careful what you're doing in the chat, moderators, because yesterday somebody accidentally hid Reggie. I think Luna accidentally hid Reggie. Okay, and I'm not sure if he's still hidden. I can't find him in the hidden list. So, with that all being said, hey Albie. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get into it, honey, because Trump has a whole lot more going on. He's rushing off reporters because they're asking him about Epstein. He's just so upset. He's gone in on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right, they've engaged in a back and forth. And now, let me just tell y'all something. Honey. Y'all know how I was talking about how Trump had angst for James Comey, the former FBI director, and his daughter, Maurene Comey, the one that prosecuted Diddy and then was fired in July. Where do you all find out why she was actually fired? Okay, of course it was because Trump doesn't like her or her dad, but there was something else that happened that I just found out, okay, that I just found out last night. So we're going to get into that because this is the real reason why she got fired, okay? So with that all being said, let's get into it because first things first, the issue is they can't seem to find anyone to deal with her case because you know she's suing them. She's suing Trump's administration. DOJ looks to dismiss lawsuit filed by ex-prosecutor Maurene Comey over her firing. Now, the Justice Department will seek to remove, hold on, beloveds. Okay, these annoying pop-ups. Okay. So anyway, goes on to say the Justice Department will seek to remove or dismiss a lawsuit filed by former prosecutor Maurene Comey over her unlawful and unconstitutional firing. Okay, from the office where she prosecuted Sean Combs, Ghislaine Maxwell, and other high-profile defendants. Now, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, Maurene Comey was considered a star trial lawyer in the Manhattan prosecutor's office, but was abruptly fired in July. Her lawsuit filed in September said that defendants did not identify any cause or provide Ms. Comey any due process for her removal. Now, the DOJ's filing said the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York recused itself from the case, which will now be handled by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of New York, which is led by a loyalist, okay, of President Donald Trump, with no prior experience as a prosecutor, mind you. And like I told you all days ago, it doesn't matter if you have any qualifications. It doesn't matter if you have any experience. Okay, Trump will hire you if you just prove to him that you're a loyalist to him. Okay, and follow his commands. Now, the government was supposed to respond to Comey's lawsuit by November the 21st, but the new office assigned to the case, the new office assigned to the case asked for an extension to familiarize ourselves with this matter, they said. Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York sought a response deadline of December 15th, by which time it would either answer the complaint or seek to dismiss it. Okay. Now, the filing also indicated that the office would try to move Comey's suit out of Manhattan. The Northern District office is led by John Cercone, whose legitimacy to serve as an acting U.S. attorney is being challenged by the New York Attorney General, Miss Letitia James. I want y'all to pay attention because this is the same thing that's going on with Lindsay Halligan. Trump keeps hiring these prosecutors who are not qualified to do their jobs. They've not had any experience, but only because he likes them. That's good enough. Now, Cercone is investigating James for allegedly violating President Trump's civil rights after she successfully sued Trump over a decade's worth of business fraud. Okay, Letitia James. Now, Comey alleged that she was fired with no legitimate explanation and solely or substantially because her father is James Comey, who himself is being prosecuted by a U.S. Attorney's Office in Virginia on charges of lying to Congress. Okay, the elder Comey, of course, has denied all charges. So in addition to her fundamental constitutional rights, Ms. Comey had statutory protection under the Civil Service Reform Act that governed how and why she could be terminated, including specific prohibitions against termination for discriminatory reasons such as political affiliations. Okay, now her termination violated every one of those protections. This is what she says in her lawsuit. She's probably going to win this lawsuit, even though I just wish she wouldn't, because I don't care for her. But let me just tell y'all something that I found out that's very interesting. Okay, so there is a man by the name of Nicholas Tartaglione. Mr. Nicholas Tartaglione is a dirty cop who's now sitting in prison. And the reason he's sitting in prison is for some heinous crimes. We're going to talk about it, but I want you all to pay attention because this man came out with some very salacious details. I don't know if they're true or not, but if they are, this would absolutely explain why Trump got Comey fired. And I mean Maurene Comey, not James. Okay, so let's talk about this. Ex-cop and former prison cellmate of Jeffrey Epstein sentenced to life in prison for murder of 4 men. So a former New York police officer and former cellmate of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein was sentenced to life in prison for murdering 4 men, according to prosecutors. Now, Nicholas Tartaglione was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences for the 2016 kidnapping and killing of Martin Luna, Miguel Luna, Urbano Santiago, and Hector Gutierrez. United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, said this in a news release that he killed every last one of these men. Now, Tartaglione was described by Williams as a former police officer turned drug dealer, okay? And he was convicted in April of 2023 of 11 counts of murder. 11 counts of murder, 4 counts of kidnapping resulting in death, 1 count of kidnapping conspiracy, and 1 count of narcotics conspiracy. This man should have gotten the death penalty if you ask me, but he has the complexion for the protection. And the people that he killed, well, they were immigrants. So I guess their lives didn't matter much, clearly, because you kill all these people and you only get a life sentence. Unfortunately, the life sentences were mandatory given the convictions at trial. Okay, this is what Inga Parsons, lead attorney for Tartaglione, said in a statement to CNN. She said, "We are appealing and will continue to fight to show Nick's innocence." Now, Tartaglione shared a prison cell with Epstein at the Federal Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City and had been moved before Epstein's suicide in August of 2019. Now, the former officer was one of the first people FBI agents sought to interview after Epstein was found deceased, okay, in the special housing unit of the facility. And according to prosecutors, Tartaglione suspected Martin Luna had stolen money from him and planned to confront him during an in-person meeting to which Martin Luna brought along his nephews, Miguel Luna and Santiago, and his family friend, Gutierrez. Now, during the meeting, which turned out to be a deadly trap, because he was really just trying to lure the man because he felt like the man had stolen from him. So Tartaglione tortured Martin Luna and then forced one of his nephews to watch as he strangled him to death with a zip tie, according to a statement from Williams following the conviction. So Tartaglione and 2 of his associates then brought Miguel Luna, Santiago, and Gutierrez to a remote wooded location, forced them to kneel, and fatally shot them in the back of the head before burying their bodies in a mass grave. Let me tell y'all something. It always gets me when I hear about people being ordered to get down on their knees and then the executioner shoots them in the back of the head. Tell you something, that's crazy to me. Now, what's crazy to me is that you're going to willingly get down on your darn knees when you know that this person's about to shoot you in your head and kill you. Honey, you're going to have to take me out standing on all 10 because we're going to be fighting to the finish line. Do you hear me? I'm not getting down on my knees so you can just take me up out of here. You're going to have to fight for this. This is all crazy. Okay, this is all crazy. God only gave you 1 life, and I'd be damned if I'm going out without a fight for mine. Do you hear this? He got down on his knees. They both did. So sad. I saw a story on ID. I don't want to get off topic, but I saw a story on ID one time where these Black guys kidnapped, basically went into the house. They committed a what do you call it? A home invasion on these 5 white people. It was like 3 guys and 2 girls. And they kidnapped them from the house, took them out to the woods, and just just killed them. And they ordered every last one of them to get down on their knees. So one by one, 5 people got down on their knees, and then one by one, they shot and killed them all. And I was thinking, are y'all crazy? Get y'all's asses up off y'all's knees and fight. It's 2 of them, 5 of y'all. Yeah, they have guns and y'all don't. But honey, somebody would be getting some smoke, okay? You got to try to do something. Do what you got to do. This is all crazy at the end of the day. But anyway, sadly, they got down on their knees and he shot them in the back of their heads and killed them. Dirty devil. Now, mind you, this man was once a cop. Okay, this man was once a cop and he killed these people in cold blood without even blinking an eye. I can only imagine what he was doing on the streets. Okay, I can only imagine when he was out there working, patrols. What was he doing? Now, here's a video of after he was arrested. Y'all can see what this thug looks like. Mm, mm, mm. So, like I said, this was Jeffrey Epstein's former cellmate, and now he wants a pardon from Trump. So he gave Trump some information about Epstein and Maurene Comey. Now we're going to get into that in a second.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Antoinette Bjordy. A former Westchester police officer was sentenced to 4 consecutive life prison terms today for his role in a quadruple murder in Orange County 8 years ago. Our Blaze Gomez has covered this case from the start. She was inside the courtroom in White Plains.
Emotions ran high during Nicholas Tartaglione's long-awaited sentencing. The victim's family called him a monster and an animal Monday inside White Plains federal court. Tensions boiled over between both families, and court officers had to stand between the aisles to squash an angry exchange. The judge spoke at length about why he denied the defense's request to postpone the sentencing in the 2016 Orange County murders of 4 migrants. He said he didn't feel any of Tartaglione's allegations about a mistrial or claims of innocence could be proven true, and sentenced the former Briarcliff Manor police officer to 4 consecutive life sentences in prison outside of court.
I'm happy right now. Everything is fine.
Family said they were happy with the sentencing. Tartaglione's family says they have the wrong guy.
This is a man who has spent years of animal rescue and helping people. It hurt my heart.
Tartaglione was convicted of kidnapping the men and orchestrating their murders after plans to start a narcotics business with one of them soured. Tartaglione spoke exclusively with News 12 in a jailhouse interview last week by phone in a last-ditch effort to change the outcome of his case.
I didn't do this, and I have the evidence to get me home.
In his sentencing remarks, the judge said he agrees with the victim's family and called Tartaglione a monster. Tartaglione spoke out in court after those remarks, saying he knows the truth. In White Plains, Blaze Gomez, News 12.
He said he knows the truth. Yeah, and so do they. That's why his behind was found guilty. Okay, his attorneys are supposedly trying to appeal his convictions. But meantime, he reached out to Trump for an appeal. And that's when the ish hit the fan. Now, I want you all to pay attention because I brought y'all the receipts. Jeffrey Epstein claimed prosecutors offered him his freedom in exchange for him implicating Donald J. Trump. This is what the cellmate says. Let's get into it. So Jeffrey Epstein claimed New York federal prosecutors told him that he could walk free if he agreed to implicate Donald Trump. Now, after his arrest on child trafficking charges in July of 2019, Epstein was transferred to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan, where he shared a cell with ex-cop Nicholas Tartaglione, who was awaiting his trial before he was convicted of quadruple murder. So Tartaglione, who's 57 years old, now claims that Epstein, who died a month after being arrested, told him prosecutors had offered to cut a deal if he'd snitch on Trump, who was then in his first term. Now, Marjorie Comey is the one who he alleges told Epstein this. Why would Maurene Comey want Epstein to snitch on Trump and tell him she would even give him freedom for Trump? Okay, for him to implicate Trump. Well, I don't know if this is true, but if it were to be believed, I would think that she would be going after Trump for going after her father, okay, James Comey. because by then Trump had already done dirt to him, fired him and everything else. Now, prosecutors told Epstein that if he said President Trump was involved with Epstein's crimes, he would walk free. In a petition to be pardoned, Tartaglione claims in a pardon application that he filed in July. Okay, that's where he gave this information. Now, let's rewind the tape and figure this all out real quick. I mean, I already did, but just let me explain it to you all. So this man wrote, or he filled out a pardon application in July and sent it to Donald Trump, hoping to get a pardon. So once he sent that, now mind you, he did this in July, and he said in that pardon, I don't know if it's true or not again, but in the pardon, he said that Maurene Comey wanted Epstein. She was willing to let him go free so that Trump could be implicated and go to prison. Trump saw that in July. Maurene Comey was fired July the 16th. Okay. Maurene Comey was fired July the 16th of 2025, shortly after Diddy's trial. So she was fired likely because Tartaglione told Trump about her deal with Epstein. Whether or not it was true, Trump obviously believed it. Okay, he obviously believed it. I find it all interesting. Now, he goes on to say, Epstein told me that head prosecutor Maurene Comey said that he didn't have to prove anything as long as President Trump's people could not disprove it. According to Maurene Comey, the FBI were her people, not Trump's. Okay? She said they were her people, not his. And he didn't even need any evidence. Okay? As long as his people couldn't disprove it, then that was good enough. Now, the papers don't specify what crimes Trump would have been implicated in. At the time of his death, Epstein was charged with trafficking and conspiracy, but was also suspected in a laundry list of other crimes, from financial misdealing to money laundering and blackmail. Comey, who acted as lead prosecutor in Tartaglione's case, was fired by the Justice Department in July. Attempts to reach her for comment were unsuccessful. While the Department of Justice did not respond to a request for comment, Tartaglione added in his petition that Epstein told him President Trump was not involved in Epstein's crimes. Now that I don't believe. Okay, I don't believe that. I don't think Epstein told him that. Know what I think? I think that he's desperate for a pardon because he's facing 4 life sentences, or he's serving them already, not facing. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think Trump is innocent? Because to me, an innocent person doesn't behave the way he's behaving. All of the gaslighting, deflections, distractions. Okay, just yesterday, he, brushed off reporters because they brought up Epstein. I just don't think that Trump is innocent. If he was innocent, he should want everybody who had any affiliation with Epstein and his victims to go down. That's what I would think. Okay. Sorry, you all. I had a distraction. I was talking to somebody. Okay, so with that all being said, I find it all interesting, don't you? And then they go on to say, because here's the thing, if he was offered a deal, my question is, why would Jeffrey Epstein not take that deal? Why would he not take that deal? Is it because he turned up dead? I'm just wondering, what do you all think? Okay, why didn't Jeffrey Epstein take that deal? Was it because he ended up dead? I don't know. Or do you all think it's because Trump's actually innocent? Maybe he didn't have anything that he could implicate Trump in. Okay, maybe he didn't have any information to give Comey. What do you all think about it? I have questions. If somebody very powerful best convincing him to stay on 10 toes with this. You said it's somebody very powerful. You're talking about the police officer? I think anybody has to convince him, honey. I think he just wants a pardon. He's got 4 life sentences. He wants to get out of prison. So he applied for a pardon. I don't think anybody would have had to put him up to that. Just my opinion. Pensacola says, I don't worry about those diabolical demons and Epstein's dead, in my opinion. All right. Roddy says, if Trump's innocent, I have 12 sinkholes I want to sell you. Quite the web these politicians created. Absolutely. Okay, so anyway, that's the deal right there. And like I told you all, I believe that's absolutely why Maurene Comey got fired. Okay, after that came out, whether it's true or not, that is absolutely, I think, Trump's motivation for getting her the hell up out of there. Okay, but anyway, now with that being said, let's talk about Trump going in on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, who thought we'd see the day, right? Trump cut her off. She's on her own. Trump in support for Marjorie Taylor Greene in Truth Social post. Congresswoman fires back. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. He sent this long post. This is just ridiculous. It's so long. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see this. It's ridiculous. And then Trump's probably going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, please pay attention because she's saying the same thing this cop is saying, that he didn't have anything to do with it. Now, the cop says, Epstein told me Trump didn't have anything to do with it. Why would Epstein tell him that? Okay, I definitely don't believe that. So anyway, here's what Trump says about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping aid wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago. Trump, you're the laughingstock. I don't know how he doesn't know that. Having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all began when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. Okay, I told y'all she was mad at Trump because she wanted to run for Senate and Trump told her no. Right, I told y'all that's why she was mad. Please pay attention, honey. These devils are all at each other's throats and I love it. So anyway, he said, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 2019 congressmen and women, with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, also or almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. Understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primary Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even during The View, with her low IQ Republican anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Y'all hear that? Trump is a fool. That's what he said about Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene, honey. But anyway, she fired back. And here's what she had to say. Let's get into it. I absolutely love to see this. MAGA falling out, having beefs, going back and forth. I'm here for all of it. So this is what she posted. President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all. But I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me to make an example to scare all of the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. But really, most Americans wish that he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes, are going broke, trying to feed their families, and are losing hope of ever achieving the American dream. That's what I voted for. I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him even when almost all other Republicans turned their back and denounced him. But I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. I worship God. Jesus is my savior, and I serve my district, GA 14, and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been, and I will continue to pray this administration will be successful because the American people desperately deserve what they voted for. For me, I remain America first and America only. Well, it's sad to say that they're all out of it now. They're all falling out. Okay, so here's the text message she posted. She said, check the flight logs. Hold on. Let me put on my spectacles. She says, check the flight logs of Epstein's plane. Bill Clinton is on there like 26 times. Hillary, too. For many of us, releasing the Epstein files has always been for the women who were victims of Jeffrey Epstein, but also because we believe that Democrat bad guys like the Clintons were entangled and involved with him. Epstein was the spider that wove the web of the deep state. Lean into it. Then it says he responded, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Okay, in every single interview I have done, I have defended President Trump. I've said over and over, the women say he did nothing wrong, and their attorney says he's the only one who helped. And the Democrats had 4 years to release the files and did nothing. Stop ignoring the women. Many of them literally voted for President Trump and say so publicly. Them being great as teenagers is not a hoax. Okay, so that's what she basically said, that she sent him, and even seeing that he still went in on her. So I guess she's furious. And also, it seems like that's where Trump got the idea to go after Bill Clinton and other Democrats, because she sent him that text message. Now, I'm not saying that is the reason, but that is likely the reason, in my opinion, where he got the idea from, okay? And that was right up his alley. Shift the blame, okay? Put it on somebody else, specifically Democrats, like he has always done, in my opinion. So anyway, with that all been said, what do y'all think? Okay, they're going at it. I absolutely love it, like I said. But here's the thing. Megyn Kelly. Now, do y'all remember how Megyn Kelly was talking all crazy about Diddy? Do y'all remember how she was saying that she would never let the world forget what Diddy has done? She had all that smoke for Diddy, but here's the thing. Now you're protecting PDF files, Megyn Kelly. I find it all interesting. Okay, I find it all interesting at the end of the day. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. And Megyn Kelly is such a hater of Black women, just in my opinion. I mean, she's always just talking about Beyonce, Michelle Obama. She's just such a hater. Okay, here we go. She's just always doing the most. And now you're sitting up here. I wonder what she has to say about this, defending Epstein. But here's the thing. In her defense of Epstein, I think she was silently, or not silently, I think she was at the same time basically defending Trump. That's what I think. When she said what she said, I think she was defending Trump at the same time.
Hey, y'all. Come look at this.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile.
He wasn't? You sure? He checked off all the boxes.
This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this.
Hold on. You were talking to somebody who was there for a lot of that. Bitch, what you talking to one of the co-conspirators?
But that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
Now pay attention. She said the barely legal type. Honey, barely legal is illegal. What is she talking about? 15 years old is illegal. Okay, please make it all make sense. Okay, she sounds so ridiculous. And then saying that she talked to someone who's very close and was there for most of it. Who is this person? Are they a PDF file? Because they would have to be, in my opinion. Why would they be there for most of it? Most of what? Megyn, most of the shenanigans, most of the abuse, most of the trafficking. What is she talking about? They were there for most of it. Are y'all paying attention? This woman is sitting here defending PDF files.
Still children, Megyn.
And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby.
Are you making this argument for Epstein or Trump? Don't let your politics take your soul. I mean, Megyn, you was one of those little white girls. This you at about 12 or 13.
Okay.
You think it'd be cool to have Epstein all up on your ass? This you about 14 or 15 right here. You think it's kosher for an old man like Epstein to be around a child like you? You a grown-ass woman out here trying to make excuses for nasty motherfuckers. You are truly lost.
I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his purview.
You mean his purview? Because he was a perv. So long as they were 15, it was cool, huh? Boy, this shit fucked up. I don't think Megyn Kelly should be around children no more.
Okay, y'all heard that. He said he don't think she needs to be around children anymore. Okay. I would have to agree. Okay? This is all crazy. What was that about? And just so you know, a bunch of people were going in on her online, as to be expected. Okay, and I'm sure some of the MAGA people who thought she was thought she was something, some of them have been going in on
You
her
want to
too.
hear the sound of one of the girls that was recruited from her high school by Jeffrey Epstein?
We had a class that was there. We had, it was like 2 other girls who was to live with him.
Who were you introduced to?
One of his girlfriends, one of his slaves that he had lived with him. And when I say slaves, like one of the girls that he bought to have sex with him.
They are so young. One of the girls, a 14-year-old, according to police reports, referred to his penis as a wee-wee. Courtney Wild showed up at his doorstep with braces on her teeth at 14. This is not normal for a 50-something-year-old man to date a 15 or 14-year-old. It is pedophilia. And in fact, I would recommend that you actually go and listen to all of the audio from the police reports. I think you would actually understand what was really happening here. A sex trafficking operation at a nearby high school for a 50-something-year-old man.
Just a darn shame. Megyn Kelly, you have stooped to a whole new low. Okay, that's what she's done. She has literally stooped to a whole new low. Now look at you all's president. Trump runs away from reporters as they ask him about leaked Epstein files. I want y'all to see this. Initially thought this was AI until I saw Brian Tyler Cohen posted it. Now let's get into it. Like, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Do you want regime change in Venezuela, sir? What did Jeffrey Epstein mean when he said you knew about the girls? If the Epstein case is a hoax, why are you calling for more investigations?
Okay, do y'all hear that? Now, that was a darn good question. I want you all to pay attention. That was a very good question. If the Epstein case is a hoax, first of all, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison if it was a hoax? Why was he arrested and charged? But the main question now, if it's a hoax, why is Trump pushing for further investigations? Why does he want Bill Clinton and other big time Democrats investigated? He's been saying it's a hoax. There's no need to investigate something that didn't happen, something that's not true, something that's made up, Trump. So what's your point? Y'all see this? And that's a very good question. It darn sure is. And so for the people that are thinking that Trump's innocent, yeah, I guarantee you he's not. He's not. Are y'all forgetting about the lady who said Trump did things to her when she was 13? Y'all think she was lying? What about his own wife who said that he R-worded her? So everybody's lying. I know his wife walked it back, Ivana. She walked it back when he got ready to run for president. But of course, that's likely what he got her to do. He maybe paid her, who knows? But she made that allegation, and I absolutely believe it. And like I said, there's other women that have complained about Trump. So how do people find it so hard to believe? Okay, and this man who says that Epstein told him Trump didn't do anything, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it, okay? Now, I want you all to see this video where Trump basically rushes the reporters off after they mention Epstein's name. He suddenly has to go, tells everybody goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Mr. President, are you prepared to negotiate with Democrats now?
Mr. President, on Jeffrey Epstein.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for knowing.
Mr. President, can you respond to these Epstein emails that were released today?
Well done, Mr. President.
Good try.
Y'all see that? Trump ignored the question and then kicked them up out of there because they asked him about being in the Epstein files. Does that sound like somebody who's innocent? If somebody's innocent, what they do is profess their innocence. Don't you all agree? If you're an innocent person, the thing that you do the most is profess your innocence. You don't try to deflect, gaslight. You don't try to do all these tactics that Trump is doing, okay, causing numerous distractions, making up wars, okay, all kinds of things, coming after people, having people indicted, just doing all kinds of nefarious things. If you didn't do anything, you should be professing your innocence, okay? Proving that you had nothing to do with it. Putting all of the information out there, like, yeah, release the files so we can get to the bottom of this. And I can prove once and for all that I didn't have anything to do with it. That's what innocent people do. What innocent people don't do is sit up here and hide the evidence, make all these choices that Trump has chosen to make, okay, that all look so sketchy. Trying to use reverse psychology on the Republicans to stop them from voting to have their files released. What's his excuse for that? What's his excuse for that? Anybody who thinks Trump is innocent, you're insane. You have to be. Because if Trump was so innocent, why is he so worried and pressed about the files being released? Okay? Why is he so upset about that? Yeah, make that make sense. I'm sure you cannot. Okay? Because it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay? Now, with that all being said, we're about to be out of here. But before we go, I want to show you all this video where this man killed his 2-year-old or 2-month-old son. And he said a demon told him to do it. Yeah. That's what he said. He said a demon told him to do it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go.
Here. Our Marissa Perlman live outside the Cook County Courthouse. And Marissa, prosecutors say the baby's father says that a demon made him do it. That's a quote.
That's right, Marie. We are now learning intimate details about this child's final moments as well. Prosecutors say baby Kaysen had likely been dead for hours before he was returned to his mother. Kayla Flowers outside court in the arms of her twin sister Caitlin, minutes after her child's father, 23-year-old Anthony Evans, appeared before a Cook County judge, charged with murder in the death of their infant son, Kaysen. Family wearing a button with the photo of the 12-week-old child.
To try to, comfort her the best way we can as a family.
According to prosecutors, Evans was caring for the 2-month-old boy in late April, but when he dropped the baby back off, prosecutors say he told Kayla the baby, who was covered in a stroller, had been sleeping for a long time. Not to disturb his sleep, she waited until she got home to check on her son, but Kaysen wasn't breathing. The baby was rushed to the hospital, but doctors couldn't save him. Prosecutors say an autopsy later found the baby suffered multiple injuries consistent with child abuse, including a brain bleed and blunt force trauma.
This hurt, losing my 2-month-old son.
Prosecutors say Evans wanted Kayla to get an abortion when he found out she was pregnant last year.
I was in shock when I found out I was pregnant, 7 weeks pregnant with him. I was happy.
Court records from February, just days after Kaysen's birth, show Evans allegedly punched Kayla in the stomach, sending her to the hospital. Family says Evans' arrest, made just days ago, is thanks to their church community, who made noise when something wasn't right, and good police work coming together.
It's been a long process. It's been long for Kayla and for the Flowers family.
For them, it starts the process of healing, but this family vows to never forget the little boy behind it all.
My son was a loving person, caring. I took my son everywhere I go. It's so heartbreaking.
Now, a judge has granted prosecutors' request to detain Evans without bail. He'll be back in court in early December. We're live at 26 in Cal. I'm Marissa Perlman.
That is so very sad. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to that poor baby. Okay, prayers and condolences for the family and loved ones. And here's the thing, though. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, she should have known better. She should have known better. That man didn't want her to have that baby in the first place and then punched her in the stomach. Punched her in the stomach. You're putting hands on me, but I'm going to let you keep a baby? Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There was no signs for her that he didn't care about that child. There probably were. She probably chose to ignore them. Probably didn't think that he would go as far or do anything like that. Clearly, that's what she thought. But sadly, he did. People better stop ignoring red flags and start paying attention. And these women who are being abused, because he was arrested for domestic violence, these women who are being abused better stop. Allowing their kids to grow up in a household like that, witnessing these things, and then furthermore, stop trusting their children around the men that are abusing them. Because if they'll abuse the mother, they'll definitely abuse the child too. Okay, 9 times out of 10. That isn't always the case, but it's usually the case. Okay, so anyway, so sad at the end of the day. I bet she has 1,000 regrets now about letting him ever keep her son. And I don't blame her for that. That is so sad. I am sorry for her loss. But that was just a bad decision. Okay, that was just a bad decision. But hold on. Before we roll up out of here, now y'all just heard Megyn Kelly, right? Y'all just heard Megyn Kelly going in protection mode, in defense mode for Epstein. But let's talk about how Megyn Kelly, I told y'all how she went in on Diddy. Here's the video from 4 months ago. Megyn Kelly goes off on Diddy verdict. Effing ridiculous, she said. Oh, really? Yikes. It's ridiculous, but you can sit up here and defend a PDF file? I find it all so interesting. And then she's always going in on Michelle Obama. Do y'all know she called Michelle Obama ugly inside and out? Lady, I know you must be crazy. Michelle Obama looks 10 times better than her and has a whole much better body. Okay, a heck of a better body. So I'm sorry. She is a jealous person. And then talking about Beyonce, that's real crazy.
A dramatic scene at the trial of embattled hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Jurors deliberated and the verdict is in. Combs has been acquitted on sex trafficking charges, though he was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs fell to his knees after learning his fate, praying and mouthing to his family, "I'm coming home."
Meanwhile, the scene outside the courtroom was just as dramatic as inside. CNN reports Diddy fans were pouring baby oil on themselves and yelling, "It's not Rico, it's Freako," in a reference, of course, to Combs' freak-offs and the use of baby oil for them. SiriusXM's Megyn Kelly sounded off on the verdict. Let's take a look.
Oh, it's all just so chummy inside the courtroom for this disgusting pervert female abuser who I can't believe is about to roam our streets again. I'm sorry, I'm disgusted by this verdict. This is ridiculous. I just find it absolutely outrageous, the amount of crime that this guy just got away with. I believe he committed arson. He definitely battered Cassie. He battered Jane too. The statute of limitations for battery in Los Angeles, California is 1 year. 1 year.
Combs now awaits his sentencing and he was denied bail by the
I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Okay. So anyway, with that all being said, you all heard what she said. She was going so hard on a black man. Okay. But you're sitting here defending a PDF file lady. So you sound crazy as hell. And I'm so glad that everyone is going in on her. And also, do you all not remember all the stuff that Trump said about her? Because she was basically defending Trump too. Okay, do you all remember when Trump went in on her? And I'm like, I can't even believe that she's even cool with him again. I can't even believe it. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here are some of their feud highlights. Let's get into it. Then we're out of here.
Up involving yours truly and presidential contender Donald Trump. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account?
Only Rosie O'Donnell. The fact is, she asked me a very inappropriate question. She should really be apologizing to me. You want to know the truth? You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. I said, how much of this do you take? I have zero respect for Megyn Kelly. I don't think she's very good at what she does. I think she's highly overrated.
Trump, who is the front runner, will not apologize. And I certainly will not apologize for doing good journalism.
Firing off a series of negative late-night tweets about Fox News anchor and Republican debate co-moderator Megyn Kelly, retweeting a comment calling her a bimbo. On Tuesday, Fox News chairman Roger Ailes demanding an apology from Trump.
It's a very small element in my life, Megyn Kelly. I don't care about Megyn Kelly, but no, I would not apologize. She should probably apologize to me, but I just don't care.
But Fox News has had enough, pulling the interview after Trump ridiculed its political coverage and its anchor Megyn Kelly yet again, calling Kelly a lightweight on Twitter Tuesday.
Bizarre, because I became the story. He was so very focused on me that I became the story. And, you never want to be the story when you're a news person. You want to be covering the story. So it was truly like an Alice through the looking glass experience.
The showdown that didn't happen. Trump and co-moderator Megyn Kelly remaining civil after their epic battle at the first debate.
Mr. Trump, hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Nice to be with you, Megyn.
Great to have you here.
You're looking well. You're looking
As
well.
are you. If Trump is a sexual predator, then it's a big story.
You are fascinated with sex and you don't care about public policy.
Me?
Now, that's
Really?
what I get out of watching you tonight.
You know what, Mr. Speaker, I'm not fascinated by sex, but I am fascinated by the protection of women and understanding what we're getting in the Oval Office.
you all heard that. She's talking about the protection of women, but then she'll turn around and say that a 15-year-old is almost an adult. It's barely legal. And then say things like, oh, well, he wasn't looking at 8-year-olds. Okay, I mean, I want y'all to really marinate on that. He wasn't looking at 8-year-olds. She sounds ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, that's the news for now. I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Okay, I likely won't be back because today's Saturday. All right, so Leon says she ain't no news person. Okay. So anyway, with that all been said, love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got